refurbish all those toll booth structures to provide proper and decent washrooms, for instance, for the use by motorists, so that we advise them to desist from the practice that we see at times. You find out or you see cars stopping indiscriminately on the highway and people getting out to wee as we usually say it, urinating. You see men on the left, women on the right, or at times you see a man, the woman. It's all indecent. It's not a good practice.
Then, and this is what Akufo-Addo must be thinking about, and if he knows about it, must be ashamed of. That now his people demand from you a certain amount before you be considered for the job. Why? Because then when they get it, whether the government pays you or not, they have gotten their money. As if people are in a hurry to loot the country before the end of Akufo-Addo's term.
He acknowledged the possibility of a rebound, but also warned that the journey would be challenging.
One of the greatest disappointments of Nana Akufo-Addo's regime is that, honestly, he raised the hope of Ghanaians. Ghanaians expected that we had gotten the leader with a vision, with the charisma, with the determination. And it seems if he doesn't redeem himself in the next 14 months, he will go down in history of one of the most disappointing leaders. And what the corruption, the arrogance, the thing that there is, Ghana is for them, and that without them, Ghana will not be there. Even some of them thinking that they should tell us who should be our next president. God forbid.
There are a lot of corrupt people. There are a lot of thieves in my own ministry. You sack them, you employ new ones, and when they come, the new ones are even worse than those that you sack. Members of the press, you see the harm we are doing to our country. All of us and our government is spending millions and billions of money to fix our roads. We get transporters from other countries, neighboring countries, the landlocked countries, coming to pick cargo from the ports, and they don't respect our Azil load regime. Look at all these vehicles parked here, and they park here hours on end. My information is that some of them are now going through the documentation process at the port. So they could park on the shoulders of the road for more than 24 hours. And the pressure on the road, they have destroyed the shoulders of our roads. And when they come onto the road itself, because of the unauthorized Azil load that they carry, the roads that we spend our hard-earned money to build, they destroy them. And my information is that they cannot do same in their own countries, the French-speaking countries, Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and so on. When they get to the borders, Paga, they offload part of their cargo before they enter those countries. But in our country, we have Azil road centers. They load from the port. There's supposed to be an Azil road center there. We have barriers on our road. The customs people are manning some of the barriers. The police are manning the barriers, but they get free access through our corridor. What are we doing to our country? because of bribery and corruption. And we are the same people who called on the president, who called on government to fix the country. But all these vehicles with unauthorized weight as a load, they overload their as every day they manage to pass through our corridor, our central corridor, to join the other neighboring countries. I am calling on Ministry of Transport, my colleague Minister of Transport. I am going to work hand in hand with him. I am calling on the police and everybody, those who work at the port. Please, this is our country and we should be serious.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. We're live from the studios here at North Ridge and we're streaming on social media platforms. We're on Facebook as Metro TV Ghana and also Good Morning Ghana page as well. Follow us on channel 277 if you're watching us on DSTV. My name is Ania Fwampofo. Let's go through the headlines of the newspapers. Now I start with the Daily Graphic and it says, Steel Company creates 10,000 jobs in 3 years. KT Hammond laws B5+. Basic education needs dedicated fund, NAT advocates. Special supplement on 34th CIMG Awards. We will enforce local content laws, Energy Minister. Volta Chiefs launch relief fund for flood victims. The Ghanaian Times. Upstream petroleum sector deputy speaker slams low local inputs after 10 years of local content law passage. Military personnel not withdrawn from MEPE operations, GAF. We need to train more specialist doctors in Ghana. Professor Adanu appeals to government. 493,400 visually impaired persons lack white cane. See that thing they used to walk. Factory worker to serve life imprisonment for stabbing man to death. Daily Guide. Kaswa teen killers buried victim alive. Investigator. First Sky Group storms MEPE with goodies. Insurance. NPP slams Mahama for politicizing Volta flats. I'm most experienced, Baumia to delegates. Court directs OSP to respond to BCU objection. The New Crusading Guide. Government endorses economic recovery plan to promote growth. Fourth Estate engages Chief Justice over OSP petition to removal of judge. NPP pledges to reclaim Okankwe North seat with Kofi Adepa Nyako. Ewutu chiefs fight Gomwafete over Kaswa Papase lands. Group calls for dissolution of Bust board. And the top right corner, revamp Ebri Gardens. Otubo Jan Kwesi to Akufo-Addo. The Insight. Stop Israel massacre in Gaza. Palestinian ambassador appeals to international community. Ahead of 2024, JFK holds the magic wand to unite MPP, says could be China. Health risk. Traditional healer warn FDA over poisonous food products on the market. La Youth wants Bando MP De La Soa over encroachment of land. My arrest by the police for unlawful selling lands at Chado. Masterminded. King Ai Chunma II. The Daily Statesman. GWCL targets 203 million Ghana cedi revenue. Digitalization powers effective mobilization. 20 million Ghana cedis to assuage suffering of victims of dam spillage. Government BOG collaborates to reduce inflation. Asenso Boachi honored for development in Bantama. The Finder. Ecobank Ghana supports 2 deprived schools. Access Bank Ghana launches a Sandal More campaign to donate 13,000 sandals to school children across Ghana. GWCL posts 914.8 million Ghana cedis losses in 6 months, despite making significant strides in several key areas. Multinationals show little interest to train and equip locals in oil and gas sector. Minister. VRA commits 20 million Ghana cedis to support 36,000 spillage victims. Job availability rises slightly. Banking sector shareholders fund shrinks by 10.3%. Free SHS, other social interventions to be reviewed in 2024 budget. Right. That's all we have for you this morning on the headlines. Let's go for a break. We'll be back shortly.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The Pacho Bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Jidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan.
Kine kosen.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling to Kawen ye. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging, and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, whole cards, and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At Appointed Time, our prices are very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and elevators, the elevator people.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model, securing your safety, creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the inventive minds, evolving concepts and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in Sranu de.
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwache Hospital Junction. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program
from 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to moon. I'm a sissy. Hey, give it to me. Hey, man. Stop! Enough you guys, so continue.
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Park. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Park app on www.gameparkgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Park. Game Park, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
So VRA has been carrying out dredging operations at the estuary over the past years. And we've had, our dredger is now aged.
So there was a strategy to contract the dredging activity to a private company. VRA went through all the processes and was able to select a company. However, when they came in, I think the community had a misconception about what the operations were going to be. So there was an injunction placed on the dredging activities, which went to court and then later was resolved. In fact, the issue was to be taken out of court and then discussed amicably. Yes, if the dredging operation, were to be continuous, definitely it would also aid in draining the water downstream into the ocean. But mind you, this particular incident coincided with high tides. And anytime there is high tide, the river flowing into the ocean or the sea is also impeded. So yes, I will say that of course there was some, net effect. If the pathways were fully dredged, then at low tides, you could have a lot of water going into the sea. But that is not to say that the amount of flood or the inflows into the lake, and for that matter, how much we had to spill, if you considered that, I think the dredging would have also helped, but in these circumstances, would have still seen, this magnitude of flood that is associated with this year's dam spillage. The issue of relocation of the flood victims, I think this is a bigger discussion that must be taken on national level. It's come up several times. What I say is that at this point in time, VRA is focused on the humanitarian efforts to ensure that we safeguard life in this emergency. Definitely, when this storm is over, lessons learned, will be conducted, and then there will be bigger discussions in higher forums to see the way forward. It's rather unfortunate that we have people caught in these floods, but VRA is also sending some relief items to the north as well. However, the lower Volta has taken the center stage. That is why probably you haven't heard anything about VRA's efforts, in the north. As we are speaking now, the NADMO Director General and other crew, supported by VRA, are up north and assessing the situation with the flooding upstream. We are talking about the role of the Interministerial Committee. The Interministerial Committee is actually coordinating all these efforts and then bringing on the various players, government arms, to support in what is happening. Earlier on, someone asked a question about whether those who are affected now will be relocated, etc. The Ministerial Committee is charged with looking at planning the rehabilitation of the affected persons in the areas even after the storm. So yes, the Ministerial Committee is playing an oversight role and even looking further, after this emergency, how things will be put in place to forestall future.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. And this morning I have with me the Honorable Member of Parliament for Boem constituency, Kofi Adams, is joined us here in the studio. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well.
Well, they say we should say we are doing well, because when you say you are not doing well, they come after you. So God has given us life, but government has continued to fail miserably what it's supposed to do for its people, and it's made worse by comments that comes from government officials and government representatives on various platforms. But other than that, God has given us life.
Well, let me also welcome Sylvester Tete, who is also member of Parliament for Botiano English Amanfro, and he's here. You're welcome. Very good morning to you.
Thank you, Annie. It's good.
Were you also told not to say you're not doing well?
Well, I don't know whether he's quoting scriptures for his statement or somebody has asked him not to say he's well, even though he's well. But this is a man looking so good, freshed up this morning, whose salary had not been cut. It comes on time, and he's complaining. So I wonder what he means by the "you are not well." They say you didn't say I'm well. I hope he was not trying to quote the good books. But if indeed he's quoting the good books, the Bible says, "Let the weak say I'm strong." I hope he's not trying to challenge the biblical quotes this morning. But otherwise, Annie, these political gimmicks has always been with us. And so for my senior brother Kofi and my colleague, I believe that he's trying to portray a certain picture because we are itching to the election year next year, hopefully. So every other thing will be bad. You remember my good friend, former Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, former MD Fakwetia, Baba Jamal.
Baba Jamal. Oh.
Baba Jamal says when you see a goat and your NDC communicator say it's a sheep or it's a cow, if it's black, keep saying it's white until in the eyes and the minds of the people it turns white. So for me, it is well. We will not get all the bread and butter issues we want as and when we want it. But God has been good to this country in the face of all the global challenges and the impact of global economic architecture. We are still paying our bills, our lights are still on, our obligations are met to a very large extent. So for that reason, you have a reason to thank God, counting our blessings one by one and say, God, we are grateful. However, we still ask for more improvement in our life. Once we are a developing country, obviously everything will not be rosy. Even in America, people are still demonstrating and asking for improvement in their lives. So on that note, we can take it like that. But if you look at Kofi, how handsome he's looking and how fresh he is, nobody will tell you he's living good, even in opposition.
Well. I wish you thank you.
I wasn't expecting you to respond. Well.
I wish you well. He's a very honorable member of Parliament, and he knows the words he has just spoken. I'm sure in his heart and mind, he's praying so much that his constituents may not be watching him during this intro, because they know so well that they are suffering. Just about 3 or so. When was the demonstration done around your constituency about
Friday?
Bad roads.
Friday.
So just this Friday, the man who says everything is so well.
I haven't said so.
No,
that things are good. So. We are okay. They are meeting all commitments.
I didn't say so.
In his constituency, people were demonstrating.
I didn't say so.
The man who says everything is so well. They are meeting commitments. They are meeting commitments to a large extent.
Yes.
It has to take old ladies and old men to demonstrate with their walking sticks to the Ministry of Finance for their own money.
But when it comes to your constituency,
for their own money.
Having mentioned that, I remember.
No, let me finish. Then you ask him about his constituency. He says they are meeting their commitments. That it has to take old men and old ladies with their walking sticks to go to the Ministry of Finance to demonstrate, to picket for their own money that government has collected from them. That give me your money. Let me use it to do things. And by this time, I will pay you your money plus interest. Government is not meeting those commitments. People's monies that have been collected, not like normal things that people are asking for, give me this, give me that, their own money. Government is not even able to meet those ones, those basic needs. People have not been employed. And we all reading reports every day, Annie, about number of professionals who are leaving. Virtually every day, you are reviewing one news item or the other that people prefer to use all manner of routes and means to leave this country in droves, in huge numbers. And the report we are seeing is that the banks, the non-performing loans, continue to jump. I'm told now the banks in Ghana have reported about 2.5 billion.
Just a good morning.
2.5 billion non-performing loans. No, I'm only telling you that when you say things are well, I'm giving you information.
I didn't say so.
Verifiable information. How can things be well? How can things be well?
Look, let me tell you.
How can things be well?
In the face of all the challenges we face.
How can things be well?
In the face of all the challenges we face.
How can things be well?
At least we haven't had a dumso that you had for 4 years. That businesses had to collapse, companies had to relocate from this country. These are things. No, please, you can't run away from it. We've lived in this country for 4 years. We lived under dumso for 4 years. So for us, for me, I think that in the face of all the challenges you enumerated, we still have our light on for the small-scale businesses to keep going about their businesses in a normal way they do. You keep the issue of demonstration in my constituency. I will respond to you. I will explain them to you.
So if you respond, let me finish there.
I thought it's just a good morning.
Sylvester.
I thought it's just a good morning.
Sylvester, your chief whip. Your chief whip.
Yes.
The Honourable Member of Parliament for Nsawam Adjui.
Yes.
Honourable Anodobre, who is my junior in Bishop Henry College, did a statement, and I believe you were there. He was talking about the Ghana Gas Company and its contribution to stabilization of energy supply. Electricity.
But who underestimates that in this country?
So who built Ghana Gas?
Didn't we have Ghana Gas when we were having this in this country?
Did you build it at that time? Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
We had full capacity to generate energy because of incompetence and lack of funding by your own minister at the time.
Sylvester, let me tell you.
I was there when he read the statement, and nobody has underestimated.
Sylvester, you are interjected, and I'll do it to you.
No, please. I mean, you don't have a time. It's just a good morning. You are waiting.
The role of Ghana Gas.
What has that got to do with your doom?
Which was built. Ghana Gas was finished somewhere end of 2014 into 2015. And when was the issue of energy?
Did you say Ghana Gas was finished 2015?
Okay. 2014.
Did you say Ghana Gas was finished?
All right, let's
when was it finished?
Okay. Since you started from there, let me.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you about a few things. You seem to say that government is committed to fulfilling its promises and policies to a large extent. But, you know, if you monitor the media today, it doesn't seem satisfactory, even to members of this government. Members of the MPP that's making this government are all complaining. And we're not talking about ordinary members. We're talking about huge personalities within the MPP, or more or less associated with the MPP. The latest being Professor Adai, granting an interview on another platform, and the Ministry of Roads have actually responded to it, denying the allegations, and it says that allegations of organized crime in award of contracts, the attention of the Ministry of Highways has been, Roads and Highways have been drawn to the video clip in circulation in the social media space in which Professor Stephen Adai makes an allegation of corruption in the public sector concerning the award of contracts. The allegation was made by Professor Adai, a former rector of GIMPA, in an interview with TV3, a private television station in Ghana. In the said interview, first aired on Friday, 20th of October 2023, Professor Adai alleges that he has information to the effect that persons seeking road contracts are to road contract will be given to you provided you pay 1 million upfront. These allegations are surprising, at the least because the processes leading to the award of contracts are open, transparent, competitive, and in accordance with the law. Given the alleged contract, the alleged conduct borders on commission of crime against the Republic, the Minister of Roads and Highways, Honorable Kwesi Amakwata, has today, 23rd of October 2023, requested the Executive Director of Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko, to fully investigate allegations. The ministry wishes to assure the public that it shall cooperate fully and support Yoko in the conduct of its investigations. And the video is there. If we have time, we can play just in case an argument comes up. But let me raise this one as well, which slide didn't want to respond to, but I'll raise it anyway. Request for permission to hold peaceful procession. We are writing to request permission to hold a peaceful procession in Accra from 1st December 2023 to the 5th of January 2024. This procession is expected to start 8 a.m., end at 7 p.m. each day. The purpose of this procession or assembly is to express our heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency President Akufo-Addo for sustaining the nation through COVID-19 pandemic and setting the nation on the path of economic recovery. On our intention to create a safe and inclusive space for individuals to come together and show gratitude to the President and the new Patriotic Party, we have carefully selected 37 bus stops to the Jubilee House as a route for the demonstration due to its visibility and accessibility. We assure you that we will take all necessary measures to ensure safety and security of all participants and the general public. We will be grateful for the opportunity to meet with the representative of the public, the police department, to discuss our plans in more detail and address any concerns or questions you may have. And it's signed by Kwabena Bafo Abronye, the Greater Accra Regional Police Commander. Is copied, Greater Accra Regional Police Commander, Greater Accra Region, Ghana. So we're expecting that people will be, going through procession. But I'm not an investigative agent. If you want evidence, go to the forest. Professor Frimpong Boateng to the AG. And this has to do with the report, presented by Professor Frimpong Boateng, which after 2 years was not attended to actually until it was leaked. And then the AG responded to it saying that there was no basis apart from some 2 persons that the Attorney General mentioned. The whole, report was baseless, and he said that Professor Frimpong Boateng was not making himself available. But Frimpong Boateng says that if you want to really see the real evidence of Galamsey, at its heights in Ghana, go to the forest. Now, we also had a think tank. It said they think Ghana is for them. Professor Adai to Akufo-Addo appointees. Former rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, Professor Adai, has lambasted President Akufo-Addo's government over what he says is a pervasive corruption under his administration. Professor Adai, in an interview with TV3, expressed a concern about corruption, arrogance, and within the Akufo-Addo government, remarking the corruption and arrogance of the Akufo-Addo government. It is to an extent that they think Ghana is for them, and that without them, Ghana will not be there. They emphasize that some government officials, they should tell us who should be our next president. Okay, he urged President Akufo-Addo to address the issue of corruption within the government, especially mentioning instances where individuals demand bribes for jobs, which of course he has cited the road ministry. So just in case you're wondering, you can't tell us there's no evidence of Galamsey when proof abounds. MPP MP to Godfrey Dame. And the Kwame Appiah-Kubi, Member of Parliament for Asing Asante Akim North constituency, has challenged Attorney General Godfrey Dame's assertion that there is insufficient, or to merely claim that there is no evidence of officials involved in illegal small-scale mining, that's Galamsey. He urged the Attorney General to take further steps to investigate the allegations that government officials are deeply involved in the Galamsey, giving the availability of videos that could assist in the investigations. So this is also from an MPP MP. Now recently we know that a few days back, last week, we had 2 main pastors, step down from the cathedral board. And that also had to do with the allegations that the government has refused to set up an independent body to investigate the activities, of the cathedral, which the board of the cathedral has also responded and denied the allegations. So mostly, persons associated with activities of the government will make allegations, and then the government or reps from the said associations or bodies will come out to deny or refute those allegations. So, Sly, is it indeed that government is doing all it can to fulfill largely its promises to the nation?
Well, good morning once again, and good morning to our viewers, most especially to my constituents and my friend Kofi Adams. I think that, Annie, we must all be circumspect and be able to apply the rules. I don't know which of the issues we are discussing now, because we've lumped up about 3-4 different issues together.
Yes.
So I don't know which one we are to discuss at what point in
you
time.
You can tackle from the angle of government has problems.
You can start with Abronye demonstration.
Very serious problems.
What do you say government has problems?
Which members associated with government, this one is not even coming from opposition members. So these are coming from people who are working in the boardroom with governments and its policies and projects that government is embarking on. And when they come out and tell us something is going on, then government will come out to deny.
Interesting.
So what do we do?
But let me ask you this. Government has more than 7,000 appointees that it works with. You choose not to believe 6,990 or so of its appointees, but want to believe the 2 that you've cited. That's problematic and interesting. But that's not to say that even if the person is not within government circles, that person should not be listened to. Every act or every allegation ought to have been investigated, clearly. But when the posturing is to believe the 2, the report of the 2 as against thousands of people working for government, indeed, if there's no problem, there wouldn't be a need for a government to solve in any case. I remember, may he so rest in peace, Kofi Adams and his boss, the founder, the man on whose ideals and visions the NDC operate. Professor Mills, as I'm dealing with the issues. So why?
Your government.
No, please, I beg you.
Leave President Rawlings to rest.
Please, allow the program to flow. You know, in this country, that allegations from within and other, there's nothing wrong that where they say, but I'll take them one after the other. But let me start from my constituency and the demonstration he talked about, and then I'll zoom into other issues. Again, Kofi made mention that Ghana Gas was actually incorporated in 2011 and started full operations in 2014.
That is even wrong.
I'm coming.
That is even wrong.
Well, this is official statement on the website of Ghana Gas.
It is 2016 January.
It is not. The Ghana Gas, the company has put on its website that it started full operations in November 2014. So if that is a panacea for our energy crisis, we would have had energy in 2015, 2016.
It's very
so
clear.
Please, I beg you. These are official records from Ghana Gas website. No. I have not quoted any other source than the company's website. And you can't claim to know better than the company itself. So please, let that matter sleep. To the demonstration in my constituency.
Let me just deal with this simple issue.
But I have my time. Okay, I hope that.
Okay, you finish.
I'm saying that I'll deal with it. I've quoted Ghana Gas company website. So unless what they have put out there, official position on their website is wrong. But if it's anything to do, but I have no reason to doubt the Ghana Gas website and take yours. So viewers are watching. So Annie, for specific reference to Professor Adai, I mean, this is a man who has equally worked in government. He's no more in government. And it appears that once the person is within, the person's posturing and everything is different. When he's out of the government, then the whole governance or government itself becomes a monster to the person. And with specific reference to Professor Adai, there are 2 professors and Professor Frimpong Boateng. With respect to Professor Adai, I think this is most unfortunate. The hearsay, and I'm happy the minister or the ministry has swiftly responded to this particular allegation, and I've since referred the matter to Yoko for further investigations. Look, the road sector, we know the challenges in the road sector. Now, Annie, I'm speaking specifically with respect to my constituency in area of road construction in this country. Look, there are adverts that have been advertised severally that you find it difficult for contractors even buying the bid forms and all that. Contractors are owed so much money that they have so much jobs on their hands that they don't want to take on new jobs. So for the road sector, that is become so saturated, payments are delayed. Which contractor will have to pay money for a road contract in this country? It's bizarre. When I heard it, I felt like, and he said that somebody told him. And this matter, I'm happy that the ministry has taken a very good step. Yoko must invite him so that he traces his source. This is a third-party information is given. And as to whether the person will be able to come up with the critical evidence, it is not enough to nail somebody on a mere basis of allegation. But we have to scrutinize and push further. I hope he will not conclude by saying, like just as Professor Frimpong is saying, that if the AG wants evidence, he must go to the forest. Then Andy, tomorrow I'll smear you with the propaganda. And when I'm caught to substantiate that allegation, I'll tell the person, go to the market and fish for the information. I mean, we don't do this to ourselves. Before you come out to speak and whet your credibility, that you run down everybody. You look at Professor Adai speaking. Now he's not talking about the governance and the issues he believes that allegations of corruption in the road sector. He's waging even into internal politics of the MPP. So what was he talking about? It's difficult to trust him on that particular matter. He's a man I have so much respect for. And I've so respected him all this while. But where he's going, I mean, you cannot, the onus is on him. Once you make the allegation, you must prove it. If I come to sit here and I say that somebody told me my good brother had done ABCD, and I'm called upon to substantiate, then I'll say, go to the market and fish for the information. That is not how a country. So before you even make the allegation, you must investigate and make sure you have full fact to back whatever you are saying. But if you come out to throw allegations, wildest of allegations, and say because of Professor Adai, nobody should ask you for further evidence to that effect, then we are not doing ourselves any good. So. No, I believe that when he's called by Yoko, he will be prepared to give out better information on this particular matter and nailing down on whoever has done so. And I think that the road minister has done the honorable thing.
Do we always want to call persons who make allegations to come and prove allegations?
Or how do you investigate it?
I'm not done with my question. Or can we find another way of investigating, like maybe we journalists do underground investigations, or like Anas or any of our journalists have been doing undercover, where you cannot, put out information that you are actually investigating, but you are actually investigating. You
no, but I wonder what
government deploy any other
a specific allegation against someone. Otherwise, governance business will be on fishing. You go on fishing expedition at any given opportunity.
Not necessarily.
Why not necessarily? Annie, you sit here and somebody, all you need to be doing is that somebody makes the widest allegation. The investigation starts from the person.
Yeah.
So you don't just make an allegation. The investigation starts from you.
It starts from the person because of the statement the person has made.
Exactly.
Yes,
so,
but you can still deploy different means of investigating. Like President said, I will use the Anas principle.
Annie,
the President said
Annie,
use
no,
the
please,
Anas
would you allow
principle.
me to have a conversation? Look, you have to have a prima facie case of that there is a case. Otherwise, what do you mean that somebody makes an allegation that if you want to get a contract at the road ministry, you have to pay money? Somebody says you have to pay 1 million. What kind of allegation is this? So it starts from you. You have to give some clue, lead for the investigations to be done. Otherwise, what do we do? In this country, then I wake up and come and sit here and say Annie has 2 houses in Trasaco. For that reason, the next moment, Annie is called before Yoko or special prosecutor to go and spend hours there. I need to provide some element of investigation. If that is what we want to do to ourselves, we can't do this to ourselves. But I'm not saying that once the person makes an allegation, I'm happy that the minister did not just brush off this. He doesn't have the capacity and the competence to do the investigation as we want. So the appropriate state institution, clothed with the authority to investigate this matter, had been called upon to investigate it. So we all have to wait, and they should be prepared to fish out, give out the evidence or some element of investigation. Look, when Professor Frimpong Boakye made the allegations about the Galamsey and all that, he's mentioned over 9 people. Okay, he's been called upon to even put out an official statement. He refused, and you see his response that we should go to the forest and go and fish for the information. When he was the Minister for Environment, didn't he know the Galamsey was happening in this country? The menace of Galamsey started way back. It started way back. He didn't know that. But when he left office, okay, now you've been called. When you were asked to bring you brought a report, and you are saying that the report you brought, the investigations conducted by CID, and even if you are conducting investigating by CID, you are the first person to be conducted. You refuse to put up your own statement. Then the second thing is that 9 people you mentioned, at least 2 or 3 has been cited that the CID has to do further investigation by the AG. The rest, you just mentioned their names. How they are connected to the Galamsey or otherwise, nobody knows. You tarnish their image. You think they are not human beings. You just mentioned their names. When the son was mentioned, and he himself was mentioned to be involved in Galamsey, what did we do? They didn't prosecute him. Investigations were conducted until it turned out that they were not actually involved in Galamsey.
What was the outcome? We didn't see the reports of
No, the outcome
of
by
Yoko.
They brought the report that the son was not actually in Galamsey. But I'm saying that when the allegations was made, investigation had to be done. And those who made the allegation were called upon. But you have made an allegation. You are called upon and you don't want to appear. How do we assist the state to investigate and prosecute? So it is not enough. I mean, when we have platforms like this, we must educate the people. Smearing your opponent for purposes of political vendetta, I mean, it's the most unfortunate.
So what's the use of whistleblowers?
That's a different matter. No, please. If you're a whistleblower, you don't come public. You can just go to any of these investigative bodies and give out silent information.
And when you do, what does the body does? Because you didn't come out public.
Please. Annie, there's been so much information in this country, and a lot of people have blown whistles in this country. You may not know.
I'm saying
you don't know.
When someone comes to blow the whistle,
yes,
since he did it undercover, it's not in public.
Yes.
Nobody knows.
Right.
But he's come to blow the whistle for you.
Yes.
You pursue it and investigate, right?
Of course.
So why can't we do that undercover?
No, but I'm saying that now you smear people in public. You think the Minister for Roads doesn't have a family? He doesn't have a reputation to protect? This goes to the core of somebody's reputation is built over 60 years in public service, 30 years in public service. A man almost 70 years, you smear him at the end of his political career, and by the depth of your speaking, you smear his children and everybody connected to him. How will you feel? How will you feel? That you just smear that he collects bribes before he award contract at the ministry. You think he's not a human being? We don't do that. But if you're a whistleblower and you go to Yoko, you go to CID, you go to special prosecutor, it's private. Nobody knows. The public, so they can even investigate the said minister or the said officer without the person knowing. So these things are done on daily basis. How does the police get information? So I think that we must educate the society. That look, and the law is clear. The one who alleges, the onus is on you to prove. You can't just make a wildest allegations in the public space and go away with it. But for the fact that he had come public and he thinks that he has any evidence, even if you are not too sure, and you are a whistleblower, it's better. At least you have not tarnished the image and reputations of people involved in this matter. But you've mentioned them publicly. You know how long and how it's going to affect them and their children. That is the reason why, if you are not too sure, you can even go and tell them that I suspect ABCD. Kindly conduct investigation on Mr. ABCD. This is what I have. It's better than you come public, smear the person, and then a political opponent lashed onto it. Look, these allegations of road sector corruption and all that, go back and check the report on the road sector as far back 2012 all the way to 2016. It's been rampant in our society. But somebody should own up to say that indeed the minister collected ABCD amount of money from me, then we'll do the trail and be able to arrest, prosecute, investigate, and prosecute.
Let's assume.
But otherwise, if
assume,
that is what you want on the matter, on the mere.
Okay, let's assume nobody.
This country.
No, let's assume nobody is making the allegations.
Yes.
Is the ministry itself monitoring and listening on the ground?
Of course, look.
And hearing allegations.
Let me tell you this.
Because
for road sector, every contract, if it goes through the procurement process, even for road sector, because payment delays, and that's a fact.
Okay.
So,
are you honestly saying
yes
that you don't know anyone who has a contract with the ministry, that particular ministry,
yes,
that is struggling with the same allegation that they say he should pay or she should pay?
The person has a contract. The person has a contract, and he's asked to pay.
He has not even been given the contract, or he's been given the whatever the condition
if
is.
You are a contractor,
you have not heard anyone making this allegation before.
These allegations, I'm saying that as far back 2015, 2015, I've just encountered a lot of allegations.
I asked you, have you heard it before?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. But if you come to tell me, somebody says pay XYZ money before I award you a contract. First of all, you know there are impersonators all over. There are people who may pretend to be insiders, they will help you and all that. Those things, I'll look at the person involved who is, there are people who pretend. Look, even as I'm not anybody, people use our names. Kofi, how many times hasn't people created fake account on Facebook, soliciting monies from people and all that? And people report every day. I've put out a lot of disclaimers to the extent that it took the CID, based on some of these things that public officers are exposed to. It took the CID to come to Parliament and assist members of Parliament and officials of government to be able to set out the account and detect fake account and all that. People using them every day. So it could perhaps be somebody using your name or account to do anything. Okay. But when you are confronted with a situation of that nature, what do? You must reach out to the ministry or report the matter. But this one, he's saying the third party had told him as to whether it is credible or not. This is a man who has served in government before, and he chose to use the public platform to do that. That is his style. But I believe that when he's called upon to assist in investigation, he will not run away, just as Reform Martin is doing. That's my problem. But you must be careful that the fact that you want to be a hero, you want to be a saint in the eyes of the public, be careful that by the time they finish the investigation and the said officer or official is exonerated, you've damaged him, you've damaged his family and his reputation for a very long time to come. Is that how we want to build our society? No.
Right, let me have Kofi come in.
Well, Annie, thank you for the opportunity, and like my colleague, I want to wish him well, and you and my constituents in Wayne and our viewers generally. I want to start from where he also started from, and to make it very clear. And many Ghanaians knew that the doomsday we suffered basically was as a result of the problem the West African gas pipeline encountered. Because at that time, we were relying heavily on gas from Nigeria. And following that problem, gas could not be taken from Nigeria to the various plants that we had in the Tema enclave. There was no pipe to move the gas. It wasn't because there was no money to make payments. That is one. Two, the Atuabo gas, until 2011 July, when the NDC established the company and found facility to commence the building of the Atuabo gas plant, gas was being flared into the air. That was what was happening to the gas that we had ourselves. It was being flared into the air, damaging the environment. So the Ghana Gas Company was established, incorporated, and they commenced the activity for the construction of the Atuabo gas plant. In September of 2015, some components that was completed was commissioned by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Present at the function was the board chairman, may he so rest in perfect peace, Professor Kwesi Botwe, the chief executive, Dr. Sipayanki, and a host of many other chiefs, and the Chinese ambassador then, she's no more the ambassador now.
No.
All of them spoke at that function. The total completion of project, as indicated on the website of even the Ghana Gas itself, is January 2016. That's when the whole project was completed. Though some commissioning was done, the total completion, as stated on their website, is January 2016.
I don't know which part of the website you are.
So that is where I wanted to correct myself when I said it was completed in the later part of what? 2014. So that information, I got it wrong. Following that, we equally also introduced a number of emergency plans. This government has done nothing as far as solving the energy situation. They haven't added anything. If we were to be paying for gas, as was happening then, like this government would have collapsed. Even common money they collected from individuals, you can't even pay it. Where would you have been paying for gas? Where would they have gotten money to pay for gas? They, of course, because this gas is our own, they can owe Ghana Gas and so much, and then Ghana Gas will also owe GNPC so much. Grico also owe them so much. That is what is happening. That's why the IPPs are threatening. That's what is happening. You are not performing. That's why I said your chief whip issued a statement, read it on the floor of the house, and we all contributed to it. I made a contribution about how Ghana Gas has been the stabilizer of our situation and how it has helped, even creating employment, and commending the fact that we have transitioned now and fully been run by Ghanaians, which is good. And so don't sit here, your man that you are now following after you left Alan, Dr. Baumia, he said we have resolved the Dumsor crisis and that we should not be rewarded for resolving it. So you haven't done anything. That's aside. Now on the issue of corruption. You see, anytime you make the allegation, they will demand proof from you. Knowing so well is difficult. And like you rightly asked him, our president in opposition promised not only to support Anas to do his work, but as a government, they were going to adapt the Anas principle. He promised that as a government, that's the tool he will use to fight corruption. And I believe those were the things that gave Professor Stephen Adair and co. some hope that, if the previous governments were encouraging Anas to work, but possibly not using the same principle, now someone is promising that he is coming to use those principles within government, not encourage somebody to do it and bring to him. He himself was going to lead the fight. Of course, a lot of people will be swayed by such sweet talks, but it's ended up as talk. Not only has Anas, who was doing this to help the system, been bastardized, but many of them who worked in fighting against corruption sometimes have to run for cover. Your colleague Manasseh Azuri, what happened to him? He has to run out in the cover of darkness. You have another one in the Upper East, I've forgotten his name. He too has to be chased out from Upper East and running for cover just because they are working to bring out issues about what? Corruption. Of course, Sly should not be pretending here that he did not read about the contract for sale expose by the media. Have you forgotten about contract for sale?
What is contract for sale?
The PPA issue where they were selling contracts like anything, establishing multiple companies, then they will take the contract and then they will go and sell it to somebody else. You didn't. Were you in this country? Were you in this country? I'm saying, were you in this country?
Have you followed the investigations?
Were you in this country?
You finish.
Were you in this country about that? You see, we were equally in this country when Anas in his number 12, where our very good spokesperson, and that affected one other area he was doing so well. He was doing so well for us in the sports area, but he got himself entangled in this politics of having the president in his pocket, and that all you needed is just some money to sort out and you will get everything that you want. All this is if somebody has said it and not through the announced principle, we would not have gotten this information. But through announced principle, we got to know that he said the president was in his pocket and that ABCD is all that you need and you will have what you want. The same Anas also did another one where a deputy minister for finance, at the time the report came out, he was then Minister of State at the Ministry of what? Finance, Charles Edu Buahi, who was also talking about the vice president will just be given something and then you will get what you want. And we were all in this country and he knows that during the PDS deal, the agreement, the proposals therein was for the company that will qualify to provide a bank guarantee. The vice president in a meeting changed that from a bank guarantee to an insurance. They were supposed to give a bank guarantee of $12.5 million. But he changed it to an insurance cover. Only for us to find out later that that company that gave that insurance didn't even exist. Meanwhile, they have given the ECG contract to PDS to run based on all those things. So we've seen enough. Indeed, the roads minister himself has had cause to complain that there are bad people in his ministry who are corrupt. And that when you sack them and you bring new ones, they are even what? Worse. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Even the foreign ministry, what the foreign minister did recently.
I wonder when the road minister made the statement you are alluding that he made.
Oh, you wonder where he made it?
Yes.
You haven't heard?
No.
Or you haven't seen?
No.
Oh, I'm sure they will help you and then they may even play the video. He says that.
He's a road minister.
Road minister himself.
I remember that statement just
road minister, he
from
says,
the foreign minister who made that one.
I'm saying the road minister. The road minister also.
The foreign minister's one is recent.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But
the road minister also said. He says there are corrupt people in his ministry.
So
in his ministry.
I won't be surprised. But where do you even in parliament? Even in parliament.
I'm saying you were. So why are you then doubting that what he's saying?
I didn't hear that, but I attributed to the foreign minister.
I'm saying that. No, I'm talking about Professor Ade's statement that he's. I say even the minister himself has had cause.
Yes, but he hasn't heard that. That's what he's saying.
And I'm saying, well, it's good he hasn't heard. That's why he thinks that what Professor Ade is saying doesn't even exist.
No, but he made specific allegations.
Yes, because that's what the road minister said.
The road minister says there are corrupt people in his ministry. Yeah. And that
who awards contract at the road ministry? Who awards contract at the road ministry?
Why are you asking that question?
Yeah, I'm asking you because the kind of question you're asking, I'm asking you that.
No, the road minister has admitted that in his ministry there are corrupt people. So why do you want to look for the one that gives contracts?
No, but the man made a specific allegation.
See, the worst part is that he said, when you sack them, the new ones that you bring are even worse. That the old ones who are corrupt, when they are sacked, the new ones that go through further process and check, he says they are even worse. So if Professor Stephen Adai is raising those issues, now you decide to say that, oh, I agree that government is not paying contractors. I agree that government owe road contractors more than 10 billion Ghana cedi. So government contract now is no more attractive to people. So it is true that as a result of that, there will be some level of what? Discouragement from wanting to pay for such things anymore, because you'll be paying for your death. Many contractors who have done so now have lost their properties for non-payment of the works they have done. Certificates they have presented have not been honored. But before then, this was what Professor Stephen Ade alleged that is happening in government. And not only even in the area of contract. Haven't we heard from many senior members of your party who says that even to go and see the president, senior party persons have to pay people before they see the president? Didn't you hear from Kereja Japan say this? Yes! Didn't you hear this? No, why have you clogged your ears to all the issues that are raised that are against you? You've decided that for everything that is said about your people or this, you have not heard. You haven't seen.
Go about the conversation.
No,
you see,
I'm surprised that you there. You haven't heard.
We are discussing allegations and the way forward. Point of order.
No,
we are discussing allegations and the way forward. And I'm saying that it is not enough to be heaping allegations upon allegations. But once we are called to support for investigation, we should be able to do that.
Are you not worried that allegations come from within?
So if the allegations come, what do you do?
They are not coming from...
You see, and the challenge we have is that aside the kind of work ANAS does, which some people are not happy about, it is so difficult to get a contractor A who walks to me to come and complain that he has to pay for a contract, freely coming up, and because they say the one who pays bribe and the one who receives are both what? Guilty. So it's so difficult sometimes to have people freely who have offered that to walk up and say that, oh, I have done it. Look, yesterday I was watching a platform where I think one of the presidents of the Road Contractors Association was being interviewed. Whilst accepting that it is true that we have such bad persons in the system who takes money sometimes from them, he feels it's so difficult to get them boldly come out to speak or present such evidence.
How do we fight?
And so to fight it is what the president even said earlier, which now he, together with his party people in government, have worked to subdue those persons. He says he was going to adapt ANAS principle. Has he adapted ANAS principle? Hasn't ANAS been forced to even stop his work? Haven't the Manasses and the rest been chased out? Haven't the a winning guy in, I'll try and get his name, in Upper East also chased out? So clearly, this is the state in which we find ourselves in. So don't sit here and be denying and just be denying and think that, oh, because Professor Stephen Adai has spoken, he is the one we should eat him up, we should massacre him.
Well, did I say that?
But that's what all of you are trying to do.
No,
that,
but
we shouldn't believe two who have spoken. Well, the majority decided not to speak, so we shouldn't believe.
No, but even on that score,
God has a lot of...
Professor, what's his name? Kwabena Frimpong was the head of the
Interministerial
Committee.
Yes.
So if he gives a report,
and he gives
that is a report for the whole country.
Exactly.
You cannot count him as one
person.
Coming against the party.
You cannot even count him. No,
I sat on this show. Please.
Even that
Interministerial Committee, that go and check that report. That report is not Interministerial Committee's report.
Sylvester.
No, but he was the head.
Sylvester.
It doesn't make you
Sylvester.
that you are the sole authority of the committee. It's a committee.
So
he made it very clear.
The report was his personal report.
He made it very clear that some of the other colleagues were not interested. And in that report,
he made it clear in the report.
Yes,
did he say so?
He stated in the report
No,
how some of the
I'm not sure you've read the report.
How some of the ministers
were
not showing interest in the work of the committee. That is also in that report.
In the report, yes.
It's in the report.
How
some were
give you
not
this
showing
information.
interest
I
in
think
the
2
work,
weeks ago on this show,
in the work
when I said that the report is not the committee's report. Somebody sent me a letter. Please, let me give you this information.
You give it as I did when you have your time. Let me just finish this point. Assuming even without admitting that only 2 have spoken who are within NPP, and that his 6,998 decided not to speak. So we shouldn't believe the 2 who have spoken. We shouldn't believe. We should believe the 6,998 who are quiet, who are not saying anything, either because they chose not to say because they don't want to be bastardized like you are all doing to the 2 who have spoken, or they are beneficiaries of what is going on.
Right.
Why? How many angels did God have? He chose a few to send them on an assignment. So will you say that because they are the only ones that we should not believe God?
Okay.
Annie, let me give you this information. I
Quickly.
said that, look, there's nothing wrong from one person also speaking. That your line said is coming from within. And I'm saying from that same within, there are thousands of people who see it otherwise. So that is fine. But I've also said that Frimpong Boateng's report. Last 2 weeks, I said here that it is not a committee's report. Indeed, I'm sure he forwarded it to the person. The person sent it to me. That the request was made to him as a person. And that he
as chairman of the committee. No, not as a person.
Please,
no.
But the person, I can forward it to you. The person sent it to me.
I listened to
please.
him.
Finally.
He said,
finally. Let me say this.
He was to submit the report and the way forward.
Finally, on this one.
On the way forward.
Not long ago, the national youth organizer of the NDC, you are in this country, accused your national communications officer of having houses in areas worth millions of dollars. He has not worked before. You were in this country. He came from within your party. That's your national youth organizer. That's
how he has not worked before.
That's your national organizer's allegation.
Please, how do you mean by he has not worked before?
Please, that is a national youth organizer's allegation. Please.
No, how do you mean by he has not
worked before? I didn't make that allegation. Please, I didn't.
And so what?
I'm saying that you were quiet.
Is the youth organizer the employer?
No. So I'm saying that.
Is he the general employer of the country so that he will know where everybody is working?
I'm saying, why are you not talking about the substance of the allegation? I'm saying that your standards of that somebody makes an allegation, it should be investigated.
This is the chairman of the committee, interministerial committee, talking, writing a report. So you want to link that to the national youth organizer?
When he made an allegation,
you want to link that
a private person,
the chairman of interministerial committee. You want to link that to chairman of interministerial committee?
Allow me to speak.
No, you are disappointing me.
You are disappointing yourself to the extent that I'm saying that you are a member of parliament. Allegation is made against your national officer of your party, a position you are held before.
You are disappointing.
Why should I hold on?
Do you know
why should that one I should hold on?
Do you know why it becomes more interesting?
So you use the same yardstick in your judgment.
No, I'm saying that. Do you know why Ghanaians get more committed when allegations are made against government officials?
Oh, please, but let me tell you,
the law. No, answer the question first. Do you know why?
But they think that they use the taxpayers' money.
Okay, go ahead.
But let me also tell you that a private individual, you are not exempted from investigation, even private companies.
Sure.
In this country, you are not exempted. So people must also be concerned. And I'm saying that the same yardstick with the energy with which he's speaking, his national youth organizer has made an allegation against a colleague officer of his party.
Okay.
And per that standard, he kept quiet. That one, he saw nothing wrong with it. So the point I'm making is that it is not enough. I had never agreed with Pablo for making that statement. You should provide further investigation. He even went on an extent of showing the house, pictures of that house. But I think that there's more to be demanded from the national youth organizer. So once somebody has made an allegation, I'm not saying sweep it under the carpet. But all that I said was that Professor Adai, when he's called to assist Yoko, he must not say that go to the market and you find the evidence.
Okay, but just for the records, the Professor Frimpong Boateng's report is captioned, reports on the work of the IMCIM so far and the way forward. So just for your information.
Listen to. I'll show you another information. I'll show you another one. Please.
And the man himself said, please, look, he was called upon based from the chief of staff that he as chair of the should submit a report. So he's the chair and he submitted a report.
This is the letter he sent to me through somebody. Okay, that it was addressed to him as an individual, not to the committee.
Okay.
I have it here.
Okay, ready to treat your caller to good tunes while you win incredible reward. Earn points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. So, build many points as possible, and you can win tons of data to stay connected. The things you love doing can win you amazing 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize, 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things, and it's a perfect way to entertain your callers with the music and get rewarded at the same time. So visit the callertunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN Caller Tunes service. Promo lasts till 7th of November 2023. Brushing your kids' teeth can sometimes be difficult due to the resistance because of the taste of the toothpaste available to them. So just make sure that you give them Kel Kids toothpaste, which is flavored with strawberry and gives them perfect taste for kids and make them develop personal attitude and love for brushing their own teeth. So Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum and prevents cavity and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between the age of 2 to 6 years. Please take note. Kel Kids Happy Smiles, a product from Samara Company Limited. Lifts and elevators. It says that you have to enjoy the labor of your fruits, and it's important as you build your own mansion, and the pains of climbing stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. So worry no more. Lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. So a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can also lift your goods too, right? So wheelchair can fit in. That's to make it customized, and then they come in 3 custom-made modules, and it's affordable. Call them, Lift and Elevators at Sakumono, or just call the number 0200-535-515 or send email to elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best solutions and easy vertical movements. Now, Accra Business School said, why don't you want to, secure your future with us? Boost your career with a prestigious MSc degree from KNUST. Pick the HRM Communications and International Marketing, International Relations and Public Affairs, or IT Management. Just 12 months or our MBA can be yours, right? Now, it's dive into the BSc programs and IT security, cybercrime, IT management, and business management. Endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales, we offer flexible entry payments and learning options convenient to you. So unlock your potential and take position by visiting the website www.abs.edu.gh or call them on 0263-888-555 or 0263-888-666. Visit the campus at Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And Angel Cola is also telling you that it's available on the market if you're going to have any programs organized. The flavors are Angel Orange, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, and Angel Apple Lime. Angel Apple Lime. My favorite. It says that Angel products gives vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. It's refreshing and invigorating and exciting. It's also produced by Adongo Soft Drinks Beverages. And Angel tastes like our day. It's recommended for all children and everybody as well. Contact them on 0244 832286 or 0507 8766 878668. Right. So let's take a breather. When we come back, we dive into the Akosombo Dam.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampadu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chese na me ankasa me period na se problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fine no ene ma won kra me enu hofro kwa na mkwan mu a eba
and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama no nuru a ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you.
Acrobato.
Hello.
Hey, ohwehwe what che.
Okay.
A free bra wo di end point what dance. Am me call you no. Me Joseph sema na enkoyie e person na my emre nyina na magina sebema na me be fie for there e ho na nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Change your style. Be like that. Star 857 hash. Star 857 hash. Yankwe.
This our baller style no na Zoom Lion Roma je Zoom Lion baller konko nubi for star 857 hash tia baller ka na mayen foul baller Zoom Lion tia mayen foul baller wate
Masenaba. They say, you see, you call cashless. Say, cashless here. You say, you can be a wish office. You see, the power up back. And also, another will be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and do our issue. So, what problem be a person used for authority? He answer overcome power up. So, and one on the two assembly up. So, only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so on. And it's new every. And one say, who may know young phone. Oh, sorry. Open your phone. No one direct star 226 hash. You are through there. You see the power app no. Mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BHP here. You never see BHP. You see the power app. I want to show a down some. It's simple.
Welcome back. We'll dive into Akosombo Dam, not to drown, but to discuss issues there. But let me pick some messages. Ambassador Sampiale says that in 2016, a lot of baseless accusations were leveled against Mahama. They said Mahama had built a hotel in Dubai, and they said he had ships in Singapore. They said the cost of Nkrumah interchange and many projects were inflated. They succeeded in branding Mahama thereby as corrupt. Now, the chief proponent was Nana Akomia. So now, what had changed? This man in the studio has been shouting that Mahama was corrupt and incompetent. Sylvester Tete, okay, he's making... It says that he sent me a headline or captured on Peace FM that says that even a baby won't trust Mahama. Methodist Bishop was right, Sylvester Tete. You said that.
But if I say a baby will not trust Mahama, what is
it
wrong
was
with
captured
that? And who
Peace
trusts
FM
him today?
online.
Is he not trustworthy?
I didn't call for your response. Good morning, Annie. We're not in this country. Okay, were we not in this country when frivolous allegations were made against the former president owning buildings in Dubai, same person in government now? So what has changed? And when some of us have come out to tell Ghanaians or the public that contractor to be contracted to undertake road contracts, an amount of 1 million has to be paid upfront. As the adage goes, when you throw a ball, it sticks. A ball to a wall, it sticks. What do you want to write? They say it comes back to you, not to my West constituency. He said when you throw a ball to a wall, it sticks. A ball to a wall doesn't say, it comes back to you. Anyway, Prince says that Professor Frimpong Boateng Galamsey reports to the President Akufo-Addo and his government hid it for years, 2 years, we're told. So the Professor Frimpong Galamsey report was uncovered by media expose and is being covered up again before our very eyes by the Attorney General. The Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report was not empty. Document full of gossip and hearsay from the former chairman and cabinet interministerial anti-Galamsey committee, but hardcore evidence. Okay, so there is introvertible evidence of Galamsey in Ghana. Okay, your message is too long. I cannot read it all. And that's a report by someone. But Carlos says that, good morning, Annie. At the time of the MPP, President Kufuor, during President Kufuor's era, that's what we want to write. Please write your messages clearly so I don't struggle in reading. You want to say that there was doom, so. Kenneth Japan also made a similar corruption allegation against NPP officials. He said that they are looting as if there's no tomorrow. And then why did they call Yoko to also investigate his allegations? Or is it because they are scared he will deal with the muscle? Probably Iowa Swiss is the one sending this in. Annie, please find out from the Honorable Sly what is being done to start work on repairing portions of the main road in his constituency leading to Kaswa, and the constituents gave him 3 weeks during the recent demo. Has he started taking? My second concern is about coordinating of provision of relief items for victims of the dam spillage. The situation now is individuals and haphazard. It is individualistic and haphazard. Coordination is a subset of planning, which means the government still now has no plan. Moses from Bawe. And senior aircraft HMRAF Southern Europe says that, good morning and a super morning to the honorables in the studio. I do visit Ghana at least 4 times yearly. My favorite reggae jam is within Sylvester Tete's constituency. Please tell Honorable that his roads are really bad, to the point that I don't even use my Land Rover Discovery there. Land Rover car, they can't use it in your constituency.
Discovery.
You
can't use a Discovery
in your constituency.
Hey,
it means is
yeah, some parts are
people.
quite
Please tell him to stop justifying the roads and get to ground and make lives better for the people who believe that the somewhat vision they purported to have. Okay, so that's coming from senior aircrafts from Southern Europe.
Oy.
Yes. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, Annie. Where was Lai when Nanado made allegations against Mama Cost of Region Hospital and lied to the people that he used 10 million to print diaries? Again, if he is dismissing Frimpong Boateng's report, where is the original report? Does it mean that the committee, had not prepared a report? I had a question of, okay, maybe 2 reports have been presented. We haven't seen the original one. So Helga says that MPP and equalization are weak. The minister is a public official paid with our taxes. Yeah, that's true. So this one says, he who alleges must prove. Those making the allegations should bring their evidence. If not, one will not take them seriously. Anyone can make allegations, but not everyone can substantiate it. NDC, never again. Master Planner Jr. Example. But let me ask this question. If anybody told the president that someone is planning to murder him without providing evidence, what will he do?
Annie,
I don't want an answer.
You know, you should have an answer.
No, I don't want an answer.
Let me profess some answers to you. You see, what we are saying, it means that all of us will be amongst the act of corruption. And our actions and inactions must assist to fight it, whichever way it comes from. Nobody is against any whistleblower in this country. But when you make a public allegations that involves certain officials or even individuals of this country, then you must assist the investigative bodies to unravel, i.e. investigate, and if there's a prima facie case of that allegation, then a criminal prosecution may begin. That is how a civil society is developed.
Okay.
That is all my take on these matters. But if you are not too sure, but you have a strong conviction, and you want the state institutions to investigate further, you can become a whistleblower. But where you draw a whole personality of a family into allegations that you cannot substantiate, that becomes problematic.
Okay.
And people who are now referring to statements some of us have made, and what I said then was that not even a baby will trust former President Mahama.
Okay.
I mean, it's my opinion.
Okay, let's go to Walter Ready.
It's my opinion.
Let's go to Walter Ready.
Oh, we'll go there. You see, Professor Stephen Adai is no mean a person.
He's not.
Professor Stephen Adai was a major personality that was used by the NPP to attack the NDC especially and key persons. Hey. He played a very
he was used.
He played a very good
then
role.
He was used, but today he's not being used.
No, I'm not talking about used in the sense like someone was manipulating him. But his utterances, his presentation, his positioning was used strongly against the NPP and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Today he says that the president has been a disappointment, and that he is left with just about 14 to 15 months to redeem himself. Otherwise, he will go down in history as the worst. As the worst. So it means that as far as his marking scheme is concerned, in the Fourth Republic, from President Rawlings through President Kufuor, President Mills, to President Mahama and President Akufo-Addo, he will be ranked the worst. If you say President Mahama has not got credibility, at least he's not been ranked worst. And we see the situation.
But I have ranked former President Mahama as the worst president ever.
Take my ranking. Recently, Ken Agyapong is apologizing. One of your flag bearer aspirants is apologizing for being unfair.
Take my ranking. Take my ranking.
Anyway,
okay, but in the meantime, there
there.
are contracts that have been offered in Slice constituency, road contracts. So we're pleading with the road contractors
to accept. They owe them 10 billion.
To show mercy.
They owe road contractors 10 billion. They should pay.
And go to the aid.
Same in my constituency. I'm talking about
you don't have road problem.
But me.
You don't have road problem.
Oh,
my road problems are worse than yours. But it's because you are saying everything is good. That was why I asked you those questions. Because it is not good in my area. The roads are bad.
You were not
roads we are awarded on
I'm saying we still have problems.
Okay.
Which problem?
Okay, but Volta Chiefs. Remember that yesterday on the show, we were told by the MPP rep that the committee that was set up to, I don't know, to manage
the interministerial committee chaired by the chief of staff.
Yes, to manage and help the people of the Volta that have been affected by the dam spillage. They're supposed to hold a press conference today, right? So we're going to be monitoring and hear what they have to say. But in the meantime, Volta Chiefs launch relief fund for flood victims, and that is captured by Daily Guide, page 16. And it says that the Volta Regional House of Chiefs has launched a disaster relief...
Daily Guide?
Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic, yeah. Has launched a disaster relief fund with a seed amount of 50,000 Ghana cedis to support victims of the flood caused by the spillage of the Akonsombo Bong dams. Now, this is in line with our role as leaders to map out strategies to help the afflicted. The president of the VRHC, Togbi Tepre Kodo, the fourth said, Is that how to pronounce his
Yeah,
name?
Teprehodo.
Okay. So he said apart from the tongue areas, which were the hardest hit, there was not enough attention on the affected places in the region, such as the North and South Dine districts. So Teprehodo also said that the seed money was taken directly from the welfare fund of the VRHC. Okay. And we're highly concerned about the plight of the victims, and we're committed to their well-being, he added. Remember that yesterday to the VRA held a press conference. It says that the VRA authority, the Water River Authority, had disclosed that it had spent over 20 million Ghana cedis on the relief items for residents affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage. The VRA indicated that the amount was used to purchase foodstuffs, mattresses, medical supplies. The Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the VRA, Engineer Ken Arthur, said that the VRA is doing its best to alleviate the plight of the 36,000 people affected by the spillage. VRA has also committed 20 million to alleviate the adverse impact on the affected communities as a result of the unavoidable spillage of the excess water into the Akosombo Dam. I love the word unavoidable. And we wish to assure the public that VRA will continue to monitor the situation and provide the needed support together with NADMO. And okay, so those are I think the two major updates from there. In the meantime, the respective members of parliament are still there, you know, seeing to the day-to-day activities of the people that have been affected. Boom.
Yes. Let me say I commend the chiefs for this effort, because it looks like government particularly is not seeing the interest in acting very fast as far as dealing with the disaster that has befallen, especially the people in the lower Volta basin, as quickly as it should. We just read over the weekend about attempted withdrawal of military personnel who were aiding the persons who have who are in distress, only for later for us to find two statements of different font sizes and sign of explaining away what it is that they attempted doing. And I asked, are we telling ourselves that we do not have enough military persons to show presence in the North Tongue and show presence in the South and Central Tongue at the same time, and that we have to withdraw some persons from North Tongue to send them to Central Tongue area? These are serious jokes. But come to think of it, the spill we need to do. This is not the first time that the Akosombo Dam has been spilled. So nobody is saying that the dam should hold water forever. Mm-hmm. But we are saying the way and manner they did the spill could have been done better, and that VRA and government failed the people, and they must admit that.
You know, VRA has denied that.
Well,
yesterday in this press conference, it said it did everything expected of it.
We cannot be gaslighted. They cannot continue to think that they will be throwing and making us look like we are fools. We are not fools. If for nothing at all, we have basic sense to be able to analyze every situation. If they claim as a company, they did everything. Of course, an investigation, after all these have died down, will reveal whether VRA did everything and it was government, central government, that decided otherwise. And that is the reason why what happened. Because VRA is supposed to know, at least in estimated terms, the amount of water that is coming into the dam. The water that filled up the dam was not flood water in the Akosombo area. I mean, that water has traveled long distance. So when the Bagri Dam was being spilled, you will know surely, if you calculate the element of evaporation and other losses, the rest will descend all the way and get to your dam. And if you calculate the current of flow, you will know by what time the water that is being spilled from Bagre Dam will get to Akosombo. At the same time, we have rainfall gauge measurements located at vantage points along the routes of the tributaries and rivers that supply water to Akosombo Dam. So if you measure the precipitation levels, and then you know that this is the amount of water that is collecting into these rivers that will supply water to Akosombo. And this is the volume. Calculate the level of what? Evaporation and other losses. You will know the amount, plus the current. You will know the amount of water that will get to your dam. The VRA should not be behaving like my old lady who will have to go and dip a stick in the soup to know the level that the soup is. You use science to calculate and know this. The VRA itself also know that when the dam was built to operate at a level of 2.77.5.
0.6.
Well, these days they use 0.5. That okay, it was even less than that. It was some re-engineering that added some 2 point something more feet to it. When that was even done, at the time it was done originally, the level of settlements around the dam and below was not as high as it is today. So you factor all those things in your calculation, that you must not allow the water to collect beyond a certain level before you start the spill. Because when you allow that to happen, you must open many more gates in order to release more water for the level in the dam to come down. But if you have started the spilling earlier, based on scientific calculation that you have done of the levels of precipitation from the northern part of the country and from the Bagre Dam spill and what have you, you start the spilling early, you open fewer gates, so less amount of water will be released, and that could travel through with minimal damage and get into the sea. But the VRA decided to wait till the levels have gone beyond 270 and then started your spill. And therefore, you were forced within the shortest possible time to open many more gates.
Yeah.
So you release more than necessary water.
So it has indicated that it did start the control spillage earlier until the water.
They started after around 15th
September.
Meaning that they could have started in July earlier. So if they had started in July with the levels that they started in September, they could have continued with those levels all through without having to increase it to the levels that they did in October. That's the argument. So they failed to do that. They equally failed, together with NADMO and government, to even provide safe havens. I hear some ministers even talking that the people refused to move. To move to where?
VRA has made that allegation.
No. Where were they expecting them to move to? Annie? Those classrooms? Is that where they wanted them to leave their homes and go and stay when they said they should move? So I asked myself, Sylvester is here. If you want to relocate your family, do you just ask your family that, oh, let's move from home? You make provision elsewhere, and then you tell them that we are moving to that place. You made no provision. You said the people should move. They should move where? Even when it happened and they have to move, they went into classrooms without louvers. They went into classrooms without power.
Even with managing disasters, which yesterday I was told by Dr. Grace that Agensu, that in asking the people to move, and you even encountered those who were a little difficult, you now enforce.
Of course, you enforce a lot. That's
evacuation.
what I'm saying. You see, In 2022, somewhere October, VRA issued a statement that they were going to spill. That spillage didn't happen. Even if it happened, I'm sure just 1 or 2 gates were opened. So it was normal. Not so much water would have been released and therefore didn't have any impact. So if you knew, as they claim, that they knew earlier and everything is going according to their plan, that's what they are saying. So if this was your plan, what measures did you put in place that you have checked the waterway and you have seen that some people necessarily are still living in the waterway and therefore there should be forced evacuation? We did not do that. We have no evidence whatsoever that this happened beyond some announcement on some radio stations or some levels of engagement. Look, we are politicians here. When we organize meetings to engage our community and you go and the meeting is not successful in terms of attendance, you repeat. Sylvester here will not tell me that when he calls for a polling station meeting, maybe of a number of polling stations, and you go where you expect 10 people and only 2 people came, he will be satisfied with that kind of turnout. He will go back again to find out why and arrange another meeting that will enable every other person he expects, or at least a higher number, to attend. No evidence that government did all these things.
Yeah, but the satisfaction level depends on VRA, because when I interviewed the deputy CEO, he said, I asked him if per the dissemination of information, did they receive feedback? And he agreed that yes, there was feedback from the local government.
Feedback from who?
Which
from
he
which
thinks
local
was
government?
good. Of course, they communicate through local government.
You see, look, this is also a VRA that for a very long time now have not maintained their dredger. So their dredger has not even functioned.
Really?
Yes.
For how long?
For more than 7 years now, their dredger has not functioned. So they have to go and to get a private person to come and do the dredging for them.
Is it broken down or?
I believe so. I don't know what has happened to it.
Oh, but
you know,
but a committee should know. One of the
well. These are the things that we will be asking. Why their dredger failed, and for a very long time they were not even doing the normal dredging that will help even the seawater to be able to travel even further north in order to reduce the level of bilharzia and then all those other waterborne related diseases. That will be another thing that we'll look at. But for now, for the disaster, what was the preparedness? When you claim that you identify safe havens, when you say a place is described as safe haven, what arrangement did you put in place? Did you know that even power supply will be impacted? Did you know that people have to relocate to such places where they are relocated? What emergency measures did you put in place in terms of even power supply? By now, there should have been even solar system. If in case Greco was going to be submerged and therefore they would not be able to supply power, what you need to do in those identified safe havens was to make sure that there is power and there is what? Potable water. All these things did not exist in any of the places they so identified, claiming that they were supposed to be safe havens. Not enough was done. So how do you then describe such places as safe havens? Was their program part of an arrangement that classrooms will be occupied for all this long period? So what arrangement was put in place for the kids' education? Or the government didn't care about the education of the young persons in that part of the country? Because it's Volta, it didn't care that you identify classrooms as safe havens. So these classrooms will be occupied for all this while. What happens to the kids' education? You didn't care about that. You didn't. So it tells you that they did not prepare. They failed us completely. And it is not only, we are talking about those downstream. Yeah. That's the lower Volta basin, because this is as a result of our own intentionally not opening the gates earlier and the opening more gates and unleashing water on them. There are others also in the upper Volta basin who have also suffered so much because they held the water to the level that they held it. So places, part of Esojamai, part of Antiaqua, North, South Dai, North Dai, even Pando. Then when you go to Oti region, Biakoye, Karachi East, Karachi West, Karachi Chumuru have all been affected. It extends because the OT is supposed to be flowing freely into
How does it
Akosombo.
connect to Pru? Because Pru East is also...
Pru also takes the Volta.
Okay.
Pru East, the Volta River passes through
Pru East, okay.
So Sene East and Sene West have all been affected. Like KJG areas, community, most of them are submerged. So that is the situation. You come to Afram Plains North and Afram Plains South, they have all been affected because they take the roots, the tributaries are all coming from all these communities. And once the Volta Dam is being flooded, the levels is going up. Less water is able to move in. So the tributaries will continue to hold the water and they overflow their banks. And you know for a very long time, because that has not happened, these persons have found the banks as a place for them to live. Some have built their homes closer. As the banks dry up, they build. As it dries up, they build. Some cultivate their farms there. So a lot has gone wrong. Annie, we should not just be thinking about the water receding and the people can return into their homes, because a lot must happen even after that. Because so much dead bodies have been collected from mortuaries and even graves. You don't know whether even graves that have buried people with all manner of diseases that should not even be related have also been washed. During COVID-19, people were being buried in isolated places. Did we bury some of these persons in this waterway and therefore it's been collected and added to the water? What's happening? Both up and downstream. And as VRA is holding, the dam is holding water, even what is happening in North and South Dai and other constituencies above the dam will also be collected into the dam. So even into the future, you are going to have a lot of impact. The water, the huge water that is collected even in the dam is equally being affected. That is why VRA must be careful. That, left to me, they should not allow the dam level to get to the higher operation level again, considering the level of habitation that has happened around. Otherwise, proper resettlement of communities must be done. And many have called, even that as this disaster had happened, a place like Saglami, which is in his sister constituency, where he tried his luck the first time and he was unsuccessful before he found a safe haven. he found a good safe haven. Sly's situation is a proper haven. He found a safe haven in Botiano, English, Yamanfro. That's a proper safe haven. Saglame is in the constituency that was troubled for him because Jatta himself is there. They could relocate some of these persons to that place. It is better than where they find themselves now, which is even affecting education of the young ones. So seriously, government must think. Government has failed. VRA has failed. NADMO has failed. They have not done much, even as we speak. They say more than 20 million. I heard Kenzo also says that they planned for 10 million, and when they saw that the thing was getting serious, they added another 10 million. So if his other counterpart is saying they have released more than 20 million, I don't know where the more than is coming from. But I want to commend the chiefs for that initiative, the fund that they have launched, and I want to also commend individuals who have contributed so far, and some are still, even today, Chief Doliwura Zakaria is also going to do some donation. First Sky has done, the NDC, the minority, His Excellency, former President John Dramani Mahama, and a host of others. A lot of media houses have also launched various funds. Let's all contribute the little that we can. But we should not also forget the Upper Volta Basin. That's the South Dais, the North Dai, the Pando, the Biakoye, the Karachi East, the Karachi West, Karachi Chumuru, Pru East, Sene East, Sene West, Yape Kusogu, and all those other ones that have been affected. Afram Plains North and South. and Fantiakwa, some part of Fantiakwa North.
Well, VRA has indicated that it's also attending to all those people. And I think last week, President Mahama made donations to...
Yeah, to Yape Kosogwe, okay. That's the BP area. Okay, over BP, yeah. 200,000 worth of food items and other supplies.
Okay. Okay. Sly.
Annie, yet again, our colleagues are still waging an unnecessary politicking of this matter. After reality had dawned on all of us, as unfortunate as it is, one would have expected that we must eschew partisanship and politicking in this matter. It helps nobody. My friend, again, government has failed to act because it's in a voter region. That's unfortunate comment from anybody. Disaster management all over. There's always a level of expectation. Now, the commentary he's made, all the analysis are what-if analysis. You now have the actuals, so you can take a swipe at managers as it were. But these are all what-if analysis the VRA would have been engaged in, to the extent that their last simulation exercise was carried out with a United States organization. And the level of preparedness was commended, that indeed the sensitization and all that were all commended. Please. When you were talking, I was quiet. Please.
I'm a member of the defense. Please. Didn't come because
when you were talking, I was quiet. I was quiet. When they came, they had a simulation exercise with NADMO and VRA. You can't deny that.
Which organization are you talking about? Mention the name again.
I'm not sure, but what I know, because you know why?
This is why I wanted to help you.
Please,
you said no, I shouldn't help you.
Okay, sorry, what's the name of the...
No, please.
It's the North Dakota team that came in for disaster preparedness generally, including even the earthquake-prone zones.
Exactly. So I'm saying that when they came, they had a simulation exercise on these disaster management-prone areas, all the way to Adama. I'm aware because the Deputy Director General of NADMO, my colleague, who was supposed to travel for an assignment, and he's been there for long, so I'm aware of what I'm talking about. Whatever reason they came here, but there was a simulation exercise with them. So it's all what-if scenarios that they would have engaged in. So today there's reality. You can critique it as it were. Again, when they keep mentioning VRA, NADMO, and government, these are all quasi-government institutions. They work for and control of government as it were. So now government has been separated as Akufo-Addo, the NADMO somewhere, and VRA somewhere, and any other agency. I commend the chiefs for the initiative, just like any other individual. But you don't say they have done so because government had failed to live up to expectation. What the chiefs have done today, I'm aware the Interministerial Committee will be holding a press conference. What we are seeing there will run into millions of cedis to mitigate it the way we are suggesting or we want it to be. It's a good gesture the chiefs have started, but it's not what the community will rely on as it were for coming out of this problem. So whilst we are here looking at the situation and we keep politicking about this, why must we say that it is because it's voter? How can we make such statement? It's the most unfortunate statement.
You know, with the simulation exercise, they use 5 to 10,000 cubic feet per second of spillage to do it.
Yes.
Now we're using 180,000 feet
spillage per second. There's been history of spillage over time. Obviously, for simulation, you will not expect to use the optimal numbers to do the simulation. Yeah. It doesn't happen anywhere. It will even affect you, because when you do that, it will affect you right there. So you have to engineer some level to be able to get the people aware, and in case of evacuation and all that. They were not. I mean, for levels of disaster, nobody can quantify and have it accurate as it were. The dam itself has a certain amount of place.
But your margin of error should not be so far and so big.
Annie, there could be a disaster that could raise the whole of Accra Tema down. No amount of disaster preparedness can mitigate it. That is why state of emergencies are declared all over the world. And I know states recently in America, in Australia and the rest, they have disaster preparedness plan that you say is a top notch and all equipment that they are overtaken all the time. So we must not see ourselves as a very useless and hopeless situation.
What kind of disaster are you comparing this to?
I mean, it could be flooding, it could be anything. Recently in North Africa and all that. So I'm saying that yes, there's some level of preparedness. People, they are overwhelmed by the level of the water that came into the dam. And in an attempt to protect the dam, nobody is against spillage. Like he said, that for the spillage is unavoidable. There's no way we could have avoided the spillage of the water. The issue of safe haven, providing schools, because the first safe haven you recommend is schools, churches, and all that. If it did not...
When the residents in Bui were being relocated, they didn't provide schools and churches for them.
When who was where?
When Bui Dam was being...
But why are you comparing Bui Dam
I'm
to...
saying that.
Annie,
it's the same.
It cannot be the same.
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
You are relocating.
Annie, you are interjecting.
No.
When Kofi was speaking, you were right. No. Your level of bias is becoming...
Oh,
when Kofi was speaking...
Now you are attacking me.
When Kofi was speaking...
You are not attacking me.
Yes, I will attack you. When Kofi was speaking...
I will still ask my question.
No, you are not asking questions. You are just... How do you compare a design plan of building the Bui Dam to a disaster of this nature? You say they build schools for them. So for this magnitude of disaster, you're expecting that in this short time schools have been built?
Sylvester.
Which
Annie,
time are you
when
talking
Kofi
about?
was speaking, you were quiet for about 15 minutes. Why did I start talking?
So because he was talking and I didn't interject, I can't interject.
You were quiet. The interjections were necessary. I'm talking. Kofi spoke for 15 minutes plus and you were quiet. I started talking.
You are being unnecessarily emotional.
Oh, please, I'm not being emotional. I'm
you are being emotional.
Please, stop this.
You're being emotional.
Please, I'm not done say that. I'm not being emotional. When Kofi was speaking, I was here. I was quiet. Viewers can attest to this. So you were so quiet.
But
not that I didn't have anything
to say. I can't ask a question.
No, the level of interjection of your questions. I start, you interject. I start. That is how it's been. But please, you cannot compare a Bui Dam, well-designed program that should take off, and all the communities were factored in part of the design. This is not a design thing. It is a natural occurrence that happens all the time. And this year, it went above what they expected it to happen. Agree that we have to put in measures. We're talking about the safe havens. Are you saying that they were anticipating this to happen in less than 2 months or 3? That is why they did the community sensitization and all that, that people should move to safe havens. Are you saying that all these safe havens they've identified, schools, hospitals, and everything should have been built within this short time? Possibly no. Because normally what happens, that you evacuate people, relocate people, why you think that is so much?
Sylvester, you are a disappointment.
Kofi, I don't. That's the harsh words to use.
No.
I don't.
People are suffering there. You are sitting here trying to defend this thing.
What am I defending?
Not even a single safe haven facility has been put in place, even to host 1,000 persons.
Kofi,
not even a single one. Not even a single one has been put in place. Not even a private person, First Sky, is prepared to build within 3 weeks. Something to host 500 people. Government did nothing and say we shouldn't talk.
When should you talk, Kofi?
No.
Time is almost up.
Kofi, let me tell you something. Yeah. You see, it is not enough to come and sit here. We've had these disasters when you were in government. You've had disasters.
When was Akoso open for this thing to happen?
Kofi, you've said things here. Please allow me. You've said
things
here.
No.
You knew that where people were even residing along the banks of this Akoso Dam, when we have this disaster of this magnitude, it will affect them. You were in power. You've presided over it and all that. The NADMO itself is challenged with respect to having disaster or safe haven preparation like a temporary tent and things like that. We didn't have them. But that's not to say that government had gone to sleep, as you are alleging. That government does not care because it's voter region.
So what is
when we have a national problem,
problem.
I'm saying that if you have a national problem, discuss it without bringing the fact that the people are from voter region.
No,
that is wrong.
That's wrong. Where are they from?
It is wrong.
But
please. So the point I'm making is that all the monies, all the preparation that has gone, yes, you say that today they should have built temporary houses for them. when they did the simulation, all the safe havens they identified were schools, were churches for temporary accommodation.
For how long? What's this temporary period?
Yes, so of course, the evacuation and then a rescue mission is still ongoing. There's things like, I was going to talk about First Sky. If First Sky is going to do 1,000, I mean government can, you don't know the press conference they are going to hold, what measures they are putting in place as it were. But to say that the schools and things should have been built before the spillage and all that, practically not possible. Because this is not the first time we've had that disaster on our hands. So nobody is defending it. We can't defend it. It's human life that are suffering.
Saying that I cannot, you are saying that I cannot compare the Bui situation to this. But you know that as we've already done the analysis, how VRA does its job. It has, you said rain something, what do you call it?
The levels of rain,
the levels of rain measurements in the area. So we know.
It's all what if analysis.
There are engineers. Is what?
It's what? Look,
the water that didn't collect in two days.
You will say that if the water it gets to this level, this is how we are going. The openings we are going to have. If it gets to this level, so these are all what if scenarios. You can't tell exactly whether we'll have those amount of waters or not. Otherwise, we would have even used the same analysis to say that if we get here, we'll even have a disaster. Now they are projecting that if the dam should break, the whole of Tema will be submerged. So somebody will even say that let's relocate the entire Tema. Yeah. Let's relocate entire Tema. Yeah. In the case that the dam even breaks without knowing, what happens? The whole Tema will be submerged. So you said to be proactive, we have to even relocate the entire Tema township, and the harbour and everything should be relocated. So I'm saying that look, we should advocate for NADMO to have these temporary housing facilities for temporary evacuation, and those ones are not even a permanent solution for the problem. They are temporary solutions that we should have. And according to NADMO, when they went in there, they had identified how do we call it, safe havens in case of a situation like this to evacuate them. As to the prepared.
In schools and churches.
In schools, in churches. And that's what normally happens when we have this situation.
And so how do you put those safe havens in order for proper, at least human habitation temporarily? So they put them in place. So you went there with your face. Oh, okay, we can put them there.
But you know that there are about 30 people in one.
You did nothing.
That is when you keep saying they did nothing. That's where I have a problem. So when you say they did nothing, that's what I have a problem with.
What did they do?
That you sit here, you say they did nothing.
What did they do in the school? Tell me what they did.
No, but they actually did something.
To get no. When you sit here to say they've done nothing, that is what we are analyzing. It might not be enough for you to say so.
When is it enough for you?
It is not enough. Not for all of us. For instance, when you identify a school, what do you need in a school? You need tents. Okay.
So those are the things I said.
You need tents. You need place of convenience.
You need potable water. You need energy source of power.
You need source
of power. All these things were not done.
Kofi, you can't say nothing of that. It's not enough. It's not enough. But to say they did nothing.
Okay.
To wrap it in the
show me which school that they did all this.
So are you saying NADMO had not provided anything?
I am saying they didn't do it.
Kofi,
it's only about 2 days ago that they started sending this temporal
2 days.
Yes, even toilets to them. No, most of them have no power. Why? Haven't you been watching TV?
Kofi, I don't watch the news on ground.
You don't watch.
It's not only the news. I speak to people on ground.
Right.
I speak to people on ground.
It
is not
some
enough.
Of us have been there.
Let's take a break.
It is not enough. Let's advocate for more.
Michelle say. Fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Choco Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello Ghana, KNUST ISWAM, Republic Welfare Limited, a subsidiary of Republic Bank Ghana, presents Women in Business Conference. Are you a young woman entrepreneur with a small business or medium-scale business? You can't miss this amazing program. Coming up at Cafe Banua Jawulu Accra on the 31st of October 2023, 9 a.m. sharp. All these benefits await you. Don't miss this amazing opportunities. Investment is a cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. Covers all course materials, coffee break, lunch, networking. See you there.
Yamawa Kwaba, the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bando KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya Biabiwaha. Kabian in the house, any new here. Yansu ye were winning the four, or best son, ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories, ye you did ye. A 24/7. Ye says you engine, brake, battery, yes, a sound tie. Say bando car wash dia. Yawo abefun fidiebiti say steamer ye be horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim ye san ye detailing metre say ye betwitwu car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no nko ye san to car batteries tires rims any de keke kan Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dadem na enwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wodansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024-651-9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for and kobo the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobeng. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254.
Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to moon, I'm a sissy.
Welcome back. The Star Boy is with me.
Yes, Annie, good morning.
I say I like your new hairstyle.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to do that quickly.
You should have been called Bone Tickler.
Hey, the words in there is for somebody. Anyway, this morning, I know everybody wants to talk about Frida Prempeh and the statement that she made about the people didn't want to go, and despite the warnings that they had given them earlier, people are sharing their thoughts. Let's get on to Twitter real quick and find out some of the reactions. Swansea says that there's absolutely nothing wrong with Honorable Frida Prempeh's statement. Why do we make it seem that public officials have no right to rebuke or condemn because we vote them into power? To be honest, they can't fix Ghana alone. We need attitudinal change as a people. Swansea Bafo writing that. This one says, why didn't the government relocate the affected families to move into the affordable houses left in the bushes to rot? If they were informed to evacuate, the question here is, Where are they going to live with some having ailing children and parents? Remember, many are peasant farmers. Okai Eben writing that. JB says that shaking my head, she just needs to apologize if she can't support.
What did she say?
She said they tried, possibly they spoke to the people to get out of the place. I thought you had played it earlier, that's why I didn't bring it in.
I want to ask you, so that you join what people are saying.
She basically says that the residents did not want to move despite the warnings
so
of
what happened
this
to
place.
forced evacuation?
That one.
The reason why government officials cannot join the people to complain, if I'm a Ghanaian and I can actually condemn somebody for not wanting to move, it's okay. I can do that.
Yeah.
But the reason why a public servant or a government official has stature cannot do that is because she has been given the power and the authority that when push comes to shove, you really have to do
You
it.
have to get them going.
Exactly.
So she's been trending on Twitter, giddy. People are saying all sorts of things. But just before we go, we're in the SHS season, right? Let me take you to Bompe Senior High School. Bompe is in Takoradi, right? And Charlie, you should see there. Charlie, some people.
Is that?
Bompe Senior High School.
Bompe?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Oh, it's in Takoradi.
Oh, okay.
It's just around. It's confirmed Bantam. Yeah.
Okay.
Just around that side. So you see that the guy in the Liverpool jersey was paving the way. That's John the Baptist for the Messiah. That is yes. Yeah. So she wants to vie for the sports prefectorial position.
Oh, so they were actually showing that they have the women.
That's right. That's right. So drama it is all days. Anyway, big shout out to Nifan.
Nifan Secondary School.
Yeah.
Bosoma.
Then another big shout out to Benkum Secondary School.
I don't know what they say. I don't know their motto.
Okay. So the NSMQ is getting hotter.
Yeah.
And where do you actually water to the inside?
What's the next schools are?
I think the finale is today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
The finale is today, I think.
My school is out. Presec.
What school did you have?
Oh. It doesn't matter which school I attended.
Okay.
I attended Nifan Secondary School, but it's a Presbyterian school as well.
Let's close.
Is Presec out?
Let's close. Presec day inside. Make sure to tell us good though.
Yeah.
My name is Desperately the Star Boy.
It's Presec, Nifan, and the rest. Presec, Nifan, and the rest.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Nick.
Randy, come and kill me. Thank you for coming through. All right, this is all time will allow us here on Good Morning Ghana. Let's go for a switch on to the sports team as they bring us the sports of the week. But tomorrow we're back with the program.